Welcome to Transformational Vedic Astrology. Today we're going to look at the chart for Michelle Obama. She's been in the news a lot. Born January 17, 1964, Chicago, Illinois. And there is no birth time. So I rectified this chart to find the birth time. Feel like it's pretty accurate. So if you look to the eastern horizon when she was born, you would see the constellation associated with Aries rising at 28 degrees and 52 minutes. This rising sign degree becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet like Saturn and even Sun is almost within 5 degrees there, has a lot of impact in the chart. So we're going to look at how the planets are operating, and then we're going to see when they're operating, because not everything happens all at once. And then we'll look at and see what could be done to improve the chart by strengthening certain planets. So first off, let's look at the Multikona signs, because they indicate what she came here to learn about in this life. So Multikona signs are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. And so many planets rule 2 signs, but they're more connected to one sign than another. For example, Venus rules Taurus and Libra, but Venus is all about relationships, and so is Libra is also about relationships. So it's more connected to Venus is more connected to Libra than it is to Taurus. So Libra becomes the Multikona sign. So instead of Taurus. So again, 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. And so in the Aries chart, the signs follow they're the same as the house numbers. So first house, again, Aries. So she's learning about life purpose, health, how she appears to other people. Fourth sign is Cancer, ruled by Moon. She's learning about family, happiness, learning about happiness through family. The fifth sign is Leo. She's learning about higher education. She has a doctorate. She's learning about children and creativity. Then the sixth sign is Virgo, having an interest in health and healing others. And then seventh sign of Libra, all about partnerships and relationships. Ninth sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, all about the law, legal system, justice. Father, learning about Aquarius in here in the 11th house, has to do with income, social connections, friends, goals. So those are the main things she's learning about in this life. So let's just look and see how the planets are operating. So Sun, any planet that's less than 5 degrees is said to be in infant state. And any planet that's more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age. So infants and older people have a hard time protecting themselves, protecting and promoting the significations of that planet. So, but they are also close to the most effective point. So that has not just so much gives them strength, but a lot of impact. So Sun is, again, ruling this house of children, investments, education, placed in the career house. So it connects the career with Sun, leadership. She's an advocate for children and higher education for children. So then it's slightly weak, so it affected her father. He had MS. I think he died when she was 20 or something like that. And it affected her ability to conceive. She had a couple of miscarriages and had to do IVF. But definitely had higher education, and she actually started an organization called Reach Higher to have kids help them with their educational goals. Moon is at 7 degrees. It is ruling the house of happiness through family, placed in the house of income. So it says she connects income with family, so income through Barack being president, and also connects her happiness through her family and her mom, and also working for the public. So public service. So she also had an organization she started. Moon also is connected to emotions and food. So she started an organization called Let's Move. So children who were overweight, got them to exercise and eat better. This house has to do with older siblings, so her brother was a big influence. She also started organic farm or gardens on the gardening on the White House campus there. And her mom was a big influence. In fact, without her mother, would have been difficult for them to pick up their family and move from Chicago to D.C. Mom helped a lot with the kids. Let's see. Mars is at 10 degrees, so it is ruling the first house, life purpose, and placed in the career house. So it gives her a competitive fighting spirit, gives her very strong courage, determination. She's a role model for people all over, women, and see she's a successful lawyer. And it gives her interest in exercise and working out, and it also gives her support from her husband, or her ability to support her husband. Mercury's at 11 degrees. Now, any Multicono sign in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, the challenging Dustana houses, becomes functional and malefic. Now, that does not necessarily mean that that planet will cause harm, especially if it's not conjunct or aspecting within 5 degrees another planet, or if it's not close to the most effective point. So it's basically benign, not causing any issues in the birth chart. But in the transit chart, as it transits, the degrees change, and it can get close to the most effective point and affect the house it's in, and the house 7 houses away. And as it comes within 5 degrees of another planet, either by conjunction or aspect, it can cause some challenges. But Mercury is, again, ruling the house of health and healing, conflicts. So it gives her an interest in health and helping other people with their health. I think maybe that got her father's illness kind of had a strong emotional effect on her. She wanted to help other people. And it's placed in this house of teaching. So teaching other people about good healthcare, healing. Again, the organization she started to help kids that were overweight. And Mercury is communication, so writer, speaking. She wrote her own speeches, helped Barack write his speeches, stump speeches. And Mercury being benign, I think it helps her through her communication to overcome her enemies, people who are very critical of her. Because she gets a lot of criticism for being out there and being outspoken, telling the truth about what she sees. Jupiter's at 19 degrees. It is ruling this house, ninth house of religion, education, law, politics, father. It's placed in the 12th house of losses, expenses, depression, um, separation. So I think this probably had an influence on her father's health, and gave her a strong desire to be a lawyer and be an advocate for um, uh, the poverty class and working class people and children and education. So Jupiter's higher education. She got, like I said, the doctorate. But she did. Jupiter's also children and husband, so did have a miscarriage. Um, let's see. Venus is at 6 degrees. So Venus is ruling this house of partnerships and living within more than 500 miles from your birthplace. So gives her ability to live away from home. Um, Venus gives, I'd say, beauty. It's conjunct Moon, so gives her compassion, healing ability, healing for the planet, healing for the nation, bringing people together, uplifting people. She's a fashion icon. She supports designers. So beauty, fashion, all of those things. Saturn is at 28 degrees, old age, so slightly weak. It is ruling the house of income, placed in the house of career, so gives her discipline, ability to work hard, be of service to others, advocate for poverty awareness. And from the very beginning, she was involved in community affairs, even before Barack Obama was. Rahu and Ketu. So it's at 17 degrees. So again, like Mercury, they are benign. They're not close to the most effective point. They're not aspecting or conjunct any other planets within 5 degrees. So they have the benign aspects. Rahu gives charisma, ambition, desire, drive to be successful and help other people. K2 gives spiritual insights into the justice system, and this is all about law and justice and higher learning, education. So very charismatic person. In fact, you could say many people feel that she is one of the most influential women in America, or maybe even on the planet. So Rahu may have a big part in that, as well as Venus, her beauty, and Mercury, her speaking abilities. So yeah, I think those are the main points. So let's look at the timing of events. So she was born into a Rahu period. Rahu becomes the root of her tree of life. So highly influenced by Rahu, the drive, the ambition, the charisma to be successful, entrepreneurial success. And then she got married during a Moon period. Jupiter is husband, Moon is family, starting her family. Had her daughters during Saturn period. Saturn is brings new things into your life, that income. Became a first lady during a Saturn Moon period. Moon is service, public service. And wrote her memoirs during a K2 Mercury period. Mercury's communication, K2 insights into writing. And so right now, she just went through a period, let's just see. So this is circular chart, has to do with The outer circle is where the planets are today, the transits. The inner circle is where the planets were when she was born. So you can see that Sun is moving through the house of health and healing, enemies. So she's getting some criticism. Moon and Mercury are there also. And K2, close, causing some transformation, some vulnerability, feeling a little bit. She even said that she was depressed by the situation and wanted to express that to others. So very powerful chart, very powerful woman. What could we do to improve the chart? Well, all of the planets could use some strengthening. The easiest way to do that is a kavash, a protective shield, which is a silver locket containing the Devata yantras for the benefic planets. So everything except Mercury and K2 would be placed in there. So if you strengthen Saturn, that would give her improved income. If you strengthen Sun, it would have improved her father's situation, and her, maybe ability to conceive. If you strengthen Jupiter, also that would have improved her children's situation, her husband. Venus would improve her relationships. Moon would improve the family. So those are some very simple things that, and then you would want to transform the malefics. So Rahu, Ketu, and Mercury. So chants and charities, giving to charities. So she's actually doing the remedies for this chart. Mercury is helping children. She's very much about helping children. K2 is spiritual organizations. She does that. And Rahu is helping people who cannot help themselves. So her advocacy for poverty awareness is all part of that. So you can see, she's naturally doing the remedies, strengthening her chart. Very powerful person. So if you're interested in getting a transformational Vedic reading, you can go to www.vastucreations.com under services. Or if you want to learn transformational Vedic astrology, go to American Institute of Vastu.com. So thank you for listening.